So thanks for coming and chatting with us, Hardik. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you. You're
Likewise.
obviously young and you're still in, I think, studying, but you have this unique project that you are pursuing now, which has become your passion. But before we get into the project, can you take a little journey with us into the life of Hardik Bhatia, as it were now? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so yeah, I'm currently studying my computer science degree from Pilani Dubai campus. And I moved to Dubai 3 years back, and currently I'm in final year. Currently, I'm a final year student, and I always, liked the idea of. I managed my dad's portfolio starting 2016, and I always had this interest in his business as well. So from there only I got this concept of SolarGridX. He was into solar panel business back in 2016, and I also used to trade cryptocurrencies back in 2016, and I was riding that whole Bitcoin wave of 2017. And from there, I saw this opportunity how I can leverage blockchain to crowdfund solar panels, and that's how I came up with the whole concept of SolarGridX.
So, with regards to solarplex and the fascination with solar energy, apart from the fact that you were fascinated with crypto as well, was this a childhood fascination as well, or did you just wanted to leverage crypto against the idea of doing business in the solar space?
No, I guess my whole family is, if you can term it as eco-conscious. Even my sister is an environmental engineer. My dad is into solar, and even myself, I, do a little bit here and there for the environment. So it's more of a passion rather than just, getting into business and earning money.
So, Hardik, the question that begs itself is obviously that at a time when the world is obviously taking a keen interest on anything that is environment friendly and the topic of climate control, etc., at large, you set out to discover the merits of starting an untested path on an untested path, the global solar project finance, and that too at a time when, thanks to the pandemic, finance is now, I would imagine, pretty difficult to come by in the current economic climate. How optimistic are you that your plans will bear fruit in the long or the short term?
See, every country right now in the around the world has set their, renewable targets. Uh, every country has different targets, and every country wants to move towards clean energy. So the problem with the solar industry is the investment part. And I mean, if you currently go for the solar energy, it's gonna take around 8 to 9 years just to break even for the investment part of the setup. So what we do is we crowdfund the solar panels uh, with retail investors who are just general investors. The problem that retail investors also face in this specific MENA region is they feel like they don't have enough investment options. And if you are, putting your money in savings bank or real estate, they just give around 1 or 2% ROI, which is, even less than the inflation rate. So we saw this opportunity that we can create something, something of a green investment option which would also promote something good like climate change. Uh, and we estimate our ROI to be better than the conventional investment opportunities for retail investors. And even in this COVID-related crash, retail investors were yet again, the hardest hit in this environment because they don't have the access to capital or the financial knowledge to invest in, stock exchange or other markets. So we are creating a very simple to use platform for retail investors where they can, put their money starting at just $6 and more than 15% ROI. And that too, it's green investment. They are doing good for the environment also.
So obviously your chosen method of investment that you're using or your currency is Bitcoin and crypto. Do you feel optimistic that this will be the future of finance and deal making as a currency format? I mean, we know that it is here, but it's still covered in a bit of ambiguity. people are afraid to ask questions about it, or largely people are, there's a fear of the unknown regarding crypto. Now, you are someone who has been dabbling in this, your family has been dabbling in this. You probably find a method that works, and you're probably going to be somebody who endorses this because this is your chosen way of doing business. Can you tell me how optimistic you are about this particular format that you are pursuing?
Yeah, so see, back in 2017, most of the ICOs and cryptocurrency startups were backed by nothing. They came up out of nowhere, and some of them even ran away with money, and other scams were there as well. So the problem with that time and today, the difference between that time and today is, right now there are regulatory frameworks available around in different countries as well. Even in UAE, it's available. That time there was no regulatory framework to regulate cryptocurrencies, and we are actually not a typical cryptocurrencies backed by nothing. We are offering a asset backed cryptocurrency, and I think it will make a lot of difference in attracting retail investors, because it's not backed by computational mining like Bitcoin. It's backed by physical solar panels present in India. So that's why we think this kind of tokenization, which is called security tokens, is going to be the future of how blockchain industry enters this space of tokenizing the economy.
So Hardik, explain a little more, please, for those who are uninitiated on this concept of tokenization as a form of business process to fund your project of solar investment. It's obviously a new and innovative form of financing in a familiar ecosystem. Could you throw a little bit of light on this for those who are not aware or don't know?
See, the tokenization is a term to create, tokens of any physical or any commodity, basically. So think of a 100 AD note. Why does it have so much value? It's because of its authenticity. You can't offer ownership into an with an unsecured system or just a software. You need a very secure mechanism to sell out ownership of any asset. So tokenization is based on blockchain, which is a very secure system. So suppose we are tokenizing solar panels on the basis of area. So when you buy a token, it represents ownership of one solar cell, which is a fraction of a solar panel. Now now suppose there is one solar panel invested by crowdfunded by 1,000 investors. There is a lot of back end change of ownership and trading of the currency taking place as well. So this tokenization with blockchain helps us to reduce the cost. And currently, if you see, this stock exchanges is run by big like Nasdaq or other stock exchanges like BSE. These are the big players that enter into this market. So with blockchain, even a startup like ours can enter this market and raise funds in a secure way.
So talk to me about crowdfunding, Hardik. You just mentioned it in the course of your answer. You're hoping that people will be coming in and locking in, the general public will be investing for good returns, as you said. The returns are very good. And is this a feasible way forward? What's the lock-in period you imagine for this sort of investment to get the maximum out of this for the general public?
Yes. So see, through tokenization, we are offering no lock-in of investment, meaning that you can trade your token with another buyer. It acts like a peer-to-peer exchange of tokens. So even as compared to our competitors, we are unique in a way that we offer no lock-in of investment. So we think that would be a very, that is actually our USP of attracting retail investors, because you don't want to invest into something where the lock-in period is of 20 or 25 years, just so that you can, after 8 years, you run into positive cash flow and make returns out of that. So that is not our way of doing the business. We are attracting retail investors, and we want to offer no lock-in of investment, and that is our main USP, meaning that you can sell your tokens to another buyer and simply exit the market anytime you like.
So the process or concept of exchanging, passing on one token from one buyer to another buyer. Let's just imagine that you buy a token for $10, a speculative amount. When you want to sell that token on, is the owner looking to make a profit in that sale?
See, the token price right now, the factors affecting the token price is confidential as of now, but it will be decided by the company in the secondary market and will be transparently communicated by us to the investors. So there's one primary market and there's one secondary market. So primary market is between us as a company and between the new investors who will be investing into solar panels for the first time. And secondary market is the peer-to-peer market between the retail investors who are investing into our tokens. They can exchange among themselves, and the pricing of the token will be set set on monthly basis in a transparent manner.
So my question is, obviously when the process takes place, will the owner of the token be hoping to pass on his token at a profit? Is that something that will be determined during the process? Or that is...
See, that depends on the market demand and supply metrics as well. If the demand of the token is more, obviously the token price would be higher. And you suppose you hold a token for 1 year, you generate a 15% ROI dividends on the token holdings as well. And so even if the token price is fluctuated by 1 or 2% in 1 year, you still go home with a 13% returns on your first investment.
And this is something that you are very confident of? It's like not set in stone, but it's something that you virtually guarantee that that's about the range of percentage that it would fluctuate by.
Yeah, see, we have many tools to calculate the projected IRR that each solar site generates. And we are hopeful, like there's a mechanism of probability factor, how much each solar site is going to generate per year. And it's a live data available on through our tools as well. So we are confident about our projections, and we, in a transparent way, we communicate that to investors as well, that it might differ by 1 to 2% of, in a given year.
So Hardik, you're based in Dubai, your family is based in Dubai. You are obviously looking to target NRIs with cash flow to become a part of this journey with you across the GCC. Are you looking across the GCC?
Yes. So the reason is we actually interviewed around 250 to 300 investors, normal people, not even investors. Even some expats had to say this to us that, they send money back to their home country to invest because GCC doesn't have much of safe investment option. Real estate here is falling down, and savings account just give, 1% ROI, which is nothing, nuts, peanuts, actually. So yeah, we are creating a safe investment option for people of GCC especially. Then after 2-3 years of establishing ourselves in GCC, we will be moving on to other regions.
What has been your progress so far with regards to investment on the scale that you are looking at? What's your scale?
So see, right now we are conducting a pilot project in Gujarat, which is a small solar site. And we have raised around $20,000 in grants from various startup events. And right now we are looking for $250,000 investment into our company. And we are we started this round at the beginning of July. And we have been in talks with around 7 to 8 investors over this period. And we have some serious interest. Even getting it like every day, we are getting 1 or 2 more investors who is interested into investing us in our startup. So we are at good level of discussions as in raising the investment, and we are hopeful that we close this round by the end of next month.
So Hardik, there's a very interesting scenario in India. I don't know whether it affects you or will affect you in the long run with your push with cryptocurrency and tokenization. In an August 4th report on an Indian news website, it says that the Indian government has claimed that the two ministries and the Reserve Bank of India are looking to basically work on a legal framework to ban cryptocurrencies in the subcontinent. If such a thing does happen, where does it leave your venture? Do you have a plan B?
See, we are not affected by regulations in India because our parent company will be registered in UAE, and we aim to get the license from ADGM or DFSA. So even if the regulatory, even that is also actually a reason that we are not set up out of India. It's cheaper to set up in India. Why not go for the India? Why not set up our company in India? The reason is the regulatory challenge. There is no regulatory framework. They might ban it tomorrow. They might not ban it ever. So that is also, so we are not affected by Indian regulations because we are not raising investments into our Indian account.
So it's a unique situation you're in. There could be, obviously, you're not based out of India, but India is looking to probably put a regulatory stipulation on crypto, which is a unique concept by itself. And you're chasing a unique concept with regards to solar energy. And India is very big on that right now because the government is making reforms. There's solar, there's wind, there's hydroelectricity. What do you think the future holds for this particular ecosystem? Where do you see yourself in this? You've already jumped into it. Where do you see yourself in it? Is it full of opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the investments into this green space is increasing like exponentially. Before 2017, it was not as feasible to install solar panels as it is today. The prices of solar panels are falling, yet the investments into the solar sector is not up to the mark. So that is where we are stepping in. We are creating an attractive model for retail investors so that you invest your money and the consumers of solar energy can take your investments and set up solar. And it's a win-win situation for both the investors and the consumers. And we see ourselves like in for fast forward 5 years, we see ourselves as making a huge impact for the environment as well as in the solar sector space in India.
And where do you think you would be in this space, specifically with regards to you, Hardik? You've embarked on this unique journey, and where do you see yourself in this, in India, or promoting your solar business in India, abroad? Where do you see yourself? What's your goal, your ultimate ambition?
So see, we want to our platform wants to be the number one investment option for the people. And after India, we will be moving on to other regions like Africa or Caribbean region. So we aim to conquer most of the areas through our platform, and by doing so, we will also reverse the effects of climate change. That is, one of the worst crises that the mankind is facing today.
Do you think the common man in India is now become more aware of the concept of solar energy? Or is it still an education that needs to be spread in such a big country? It's the world's second most populous nation with so many numbers in rural India. Do you think in your feasibility studies, you found that the people of India are currently becoming more and more aware of this?
They are definitely aware of what solar energy is, but they are not able to, it's not feasible for them, for the majority of the households in India to go solar because of the investment aspect of it. For the average sized household, it's going to take around 2 to 3 lakh rupees of investment, which is not affordable to the most of the households here in India. So definitely, even the government schemes and subsidiaries are, take time to actually, like if you set up your solar panel today, you're going to get the subsidy after 3 to 6 months. So, and most of the population here is not aware of those schemes available in India. So yeah, there's definitely a lack of education towards solar energy in India, and government can play a lot of role here in educating the people for the benefits of solar energy.
Hardik, thanks for speaking to us. I really appreciate you giving us your time, and I wish you all the best in your enterprise.
Thank you so much.